recognize me as I've been at several of these events this year, trying to uphold the veto against House Bill.
I can't hear you.
As I always am.
I can't hear you.
As I always am when I am asked to speak at these events, today I'm filled with many emotions. Honor. I'm honored that organizations that I respect so much feel that I can help a cause that I am so passionate about. I'm truly honored to be here today and that am asked to speak by Planned Parenthood, the ACLU, Progress Missouri, Narrow, Now, and Faith Aloud. Peace. It brings me peace that by sharing this story, I might be able to make the journey for just one woman facing this heartbreaking decision a little less difficult. Sadness. It brings me sadness that it is considered a big deal that I am willing to share my story. It is 2014, and a blog by Artemis Online said it best. Abortion isn't a dirty little secret. It's a valid medical procedure, and no woman deserves vilification for having one. One day, other women won't have to stand in front of their state's capitol begging politicians to get out of their doctor's offices. My story started a little over 3.5 years ago. My husband and I had been married for about 5 years, and we decided it was time to start a family. We were overjoyed a few months later when we found out I was pregnant. Everything was going our way. My husband had gotten a promotion, we bought a house, we were going to be a family. I took every precaution possible. No caffeine, no sushi, no lunch meat, just our tomatoes every day. But none of that could change the fact that our daughter had a genetic anomaly. At about 17 weeks, we found out that the baby I was carrying had trisomy 18, a triplicated 18th chromosome that is considered incompatible with life. My husband and I consulted specialist doctors and genetic counselors who confirmed what blood tests had already told us. Not only would every cell in her body be affected, but she would also have severe heart defects and extreme issues with her digestive tract. She would be born in pain and could only see the walls of a hospital. We were devastated. So after days of soul searching, we, my husband and I, made the heartbreaking choice to terminate our much-wanted pregnancy. I was lucky that my doctor offered to perform the termination, but to do so, we had to wait an additional 10 days so that we could petition the ethics board of the hospital she worked at, as it was a Christian organization. But I learned the hard way of what waiting does to you. It just makes you hurt more. I was far along, 19 weeks. Well-meaning people would ask, when are you due? Is it a boy or a girl? How do you answer that question when you know your child has no chance of survival, no matter what your decision is? I can also tell you what waiting does not do. It does not make you change your mind. This bill, this extreme 72-hour emotion. But one emotion that has not made me feel is shame. No woman should ever feel ashamed for making a medical decision. A woman who seeks an abortion has been thinking a lot longer than 3 days. This is an overstatement. Women seek counsel from those who are important in their lives and who know them, their partners, their friends, religious leaders, their doctors, not politicians they've never met. Woo! Every elected official in the Capitol to sustain Governor Nixon's veto. But I'm going to single out one senator and ask that he listens to this constituent, his constituent. Senator Kurt Schaefer, please sustain the veto.
Susan is here to share her story. We'll let her begin our program today. Let's give a hand clap of praise to all those here today and all those across the great state of Missouri and all those I made the difficult but selfish decision to have an abortion. Buying into the liberal pro-choice stance, this is my body, it's a blob of tissue. Everyone's doing it. You have your whole life ahead of you, and no one needs to know. You'll feel slight cramping like a menstrual cycle. In a few days, you'll be just fine like nothing ever happened. Never once did they say, you're terminating your baby. They always said, you're terminating your pregnancy. My experiences of abortion will forever be ingrained in my memory of the choices that I made to take the lives of my children. I can't bring back my babies, and I can't change the decisions that I made. Abortion is not the answer, and it does not solve anything. It only wreaks havoc in your life, things that you never thought possible you would experience. For years, I struggled keeping the secrets and never telling anybody what I had done, for fear that someone might find out the truth. I suffered from guilt, shame, anxiety, psychological numbing, to shove my abortion experiences into a place deep down inside me. I turned to alcohol and drugs to soothe my hurt and pain, with further promiscuous relationships that degraded me as a woman. I had depression and thoughts of suicide, just like over the 25 million women they too have had since the legalization of abortion. Abortion affects every area of your life, and there's no taking it back. 4 years ago, here in Jefferson City, I was led to the very information that I never thought that I would find out: the identity of my father. At the age of 38, I found out that I was conceived in rape. I heard the very story that my mother went through, but it was at that moment that she told me the truth that I learned personally the love of a mother. And after being angry for all those years, I remain thankful that my mom chose life for me. And with much regret, realizing how selfish I had been, taking the lives of 3 children of my own. But I know now that every life is precious. And I also know that it was the law that protected me. I remain thankful for the legislators here in the state of Missouri, like those here today, who are voting that protected my life. But ultimately, I'm thankful for my mother, who chose life for me, despite her circumstances and her situation. And I will never forget that day that she shared with me her very story, but she said to me, "I knew you were my baby." Unfortunately, Planned Parenthood and other abortion providers continue to push that abortion is safe and that it's women's health care. That's a lie. Women are forced, and some forced, to have abortions, and sadly, more than reported, many never have another child again. The women and men that I've met across the state of Missouri while speaking, sharing their stories, and others that I've met through Post-Abortive Healing Council, said that they would have chosen differently if they had been given more time to make their decision make, for it will give